Hi.
Everyone, please mute your mics and switch on your cameras. We'll start now.
Sure.
Good evening to one and all present here. Hi, my name is Om Savarkar, and I am going to be your host and partner for this pre-event series from Kanyathon on myths on fitness. I bring you the 10th and the final session of our virtual wellness series called Health Shots. We have completed 9 sessions of Health Shots till now, and we have had a lot of learning and fun fitness sessions. We had experts coming from all around the industry who shared a lot of their knowledge with us and the Kanyathon participants. I am from Team Kanyathon, and I think having the right fitness knowledge is very important for us to lead a healthy life for ourselves as well as our loved ones, and that's what today's session is all about. Now, coming to the star of the day, Mr. Akshay Chopra, sir. He is the graduate from the prestigious National Defense Academy and the Air Force Academy. He's a former Indian Air Force pilot and has been the captain of Air Force bodybuilding team. A prolific light, a prolific writer, Akshay sir has written hundreds of articles for various magazines and websites and authored multiple ebooks in his field of research. A versatile speaker, Akshay sir has conducted lectures and talks for thousands of people of all ages across the nation in various defense establishments, school, universities, corporates, hospitals, gym, fitness expos, and venues like TEDx, Joe Stocks, and India International Science Festival. Also, Sir is the founder of We Are Stupid and Genesis and co-founder of Mango Herbs. Sir also has 500K plus subscribers on YouTube and 100K plus Instagram followers. I would like to welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I like to welcome our audience to the session. We have friends and families of our students, and also we have with us our corporate sponsor, Usher, Timken, and Sagility. I would like to thank you all for joining in this enlightening session. I also want to thank our corporate sponsor, Brilio, who is in the noble cause of providing STEM education for underprivileged girls, Egos, who will provide nutritious breakfast on 12th of March, Elcida for providing us the venue, and Red FM for being our radio partner. Also, I would like to mention to our viewers that post this session, we will have a quiz on this session on our Instagram handle. So stay tuned on that. To maintain the session decorum, everyone has been put on mute. In case you have any questions, please post them in the chat box and we would take that up. Now we would like to start the session.
Sure.
There are some questions I would like to know about fitness, sir. The first one would be, what are some common misconceptions that people have about fitness and how can they overcome them?
Okay. If you ask me some common, the answer is they're not some common. There are many, many common myths, which I call them as evergreen myths because always remember one thing. Okay, first tell me, am I okay in English or it should be Hindi and English or it should be English, whatever you guys are okay with?
English works, sir.
English, fine? Great, great. So now remember one thing, the problem with myths and misconceptions is that once they enter your brain, okay, they're floated in the market somehow, it is very difficult to take them out. And just to give an example, let's say today you're going from the market and suddenly a black cat, crosses your way. Now, nothing will happen. But still, in back of your mind, you may think that something may happen. Why today? Why it has happened? This is exactly how myths are. So when myths are spread in a wrong manner, a lot of people, take them as reality because there's a very famous quote that if you start saying something loud enough and for long enough, people will start believing it. Right? This is what is happening with myths. The only way to really understand these myths is study yourself, do in-depth research on a particular topic. Now, everybody won't do that, or you have some mentor or a person whom you can follow and understand. But at the end of the day, just one question which our school students should be taught, our college students should be taught is ask why, how. If you do not ask the reason behind things, you do not know the logic, evidence, research behind things, then of course you'll be in myths for a very long period of your time in your life.
That's
Yeah.
really great. Everyone comes back to fundamentals, starting to ask why and how it works.
Yeah. So
Sir,
may
as
I
you have
have
been
a
a
noodles? Yeah.
everyone, please keep your mics mute.
No, no, no. Mic is okay. There was somebody having noodles. Yeah, okay.
So, sir, you have been in fitness training and health for a long time now. Uh, what is the stupidest advice you have ever heard that someone has given to any client or any person?
Look, it's very difficult. As I said, look, I have been dealing with literally thousands of clients, tens of thousands of clients from last over 2 decades now. Okay, in every field of life. So, if you ask me a question, the question should be that when was the last time you never heard a stupid advice? There have been every single day I get people who have got some weirdest of the advices, uh, right from extremely low calorie diets to a bag full of supplements to which nobody needs. Then suddenly, even today, I released a video recently which was regarding the topic was coffee versus Ayurveda. So according to what is happening today is people have a weapon in their hand. It's called Ayurveda. It's a very deep science, but the people don't study science. What they want to do is they want to uh, make things pseudo scientific information they want to spread on the internet. And the only, if you ask them how, why, the answer is Ayurveda. There's no such thing in Ayurveda. So this is not one. There's no one advice I can tell you or one stupid advice, because there are many. Okay, and the worst part is that people really suffer. For example, if a person is he's physically not well, a person is having a medical issue or something. Now if you start giving them stupid advices, they're not just harming him physically, they're also harming the person mentally. Okay, he'll be more stressed. So when people come to me, I always try to do a very simple thing. I try to simplify things. Okay, they're already under too much stress, too much of unnecessary information is on the internet, so they come to me often very confused, and my aim is to clarify their myths. Okay, tell them the basics and simplify the process.
That's a really nice approach to get started for the beginner. There's also one more question, sir. Can you help us bust the myth that weight training would stop someone from growing tall in height?
Yeah, I always ask a question to a lot of parents, that but one of the major reasons our country is not producing Olympic champions is this stupid myth in the mind of parents. Look, we need to really understand that your height is not dependent on anything. When I mean anything, it simply means anything. I wrote a book on height. I made a big video series on height. The only thing which can affect your height is your genetics, and a component which plays a part is your diet. But diet is not that important the way people think that by eating something will grow. No. And you see people of different heights in every field in this country, right? You take in any particular field, any sport, you will have tall people, short people in every particular field. Now, when it comes to this particular myth, this has been busted at least 2 decades back. Every medical body, every orthopedic body, every sports science body has already given very clear recommendations that your height has no link to your weight training. Nothing, absolutely zero link. In fact, it is the other way around. If a kid starts doing resistance training or weight training, whatever you call it, from a young age, they will grow out to be much more stronger, and they will have less of muscular imbalances which are being caused by today's lifestyle. Okay, now then another question which comes from this is how early can you lift weight? What is the right age? Okay, the age of lifting weights is as early as 6 years of age. And you need to really understand this simple, and this is not something I'm making it up. No, I every single statement I say is challengeable by every medical body. It's written on every medical body's official websites. Go and check it. So why 6 years of age? It's because there is actually no age of lifting weights. 6 years is just given an average age where the kid is a bit more mature not to hurt himself. They're able to follow the guidance of a coach. That's why they say it's 6 years. Okay, otherwise it can be a bit early and late also. Second is, when I talk about resistance training or weight training, I always tell parents and everybody, remember one thing, your muscles are blind. So if I give them 10 kgs of weight in any particular form, for your muscles, it is 10 kg. So a kid lifting 10 kg dumbbell, 10 kg barbell, or 10 kg bucket of water, or a 10 kg school bag, the muscles are ultimately getting 10 kgs of weight. Have you ever seen somebody having stunted growth because of school bag weight? Do all the laborers, kids who are doing heavy work, because of their poor background, do they have stunted growth? Nobody has it. It's a big myth. It's already cleared. And if you don't start weight training and proper resistance training, any form you want it, from an early age, we will never be able to produce champions. The reason we are now producing is because we have hired top strength coaches from international countries. They're coming in India, training the youngsters now.
That was really informative because the myth is currently even going on currently that if you are starting weight training, then your height will you will be stopped. You will stop getting tall, and that's what is going on in rural areas as well.
No, this
It was
as I
really
said,
nice hearing.
myths are evergreen. So once this myth has entered, no, it will keep on passing. It's very difficult to totally erase it. You'll keep on having the same myths again and again.
So, sir, talking about weight training and like getting in shape, how much does protein affect our body?
Look, firstly, when you study nutrition, there's a difference in studying nutrition and difference in studying nutrition through YouTube. Okay. So when you study through textbooks, you'll understand that all the macros have their own importance. All the micronutrients have their own importance. They all play a major role. Now, protein is one of the macronutrients, and it has its own very, very important roles in the body, not just recovering or building or recovering from weight training and all those things, but it has multiple important roles in the body. Uh, Main problem when you talk about proteins is firstly, it is quite overhyped. Now, overhyped by now, let's take two perspectives. One is the Western perspective. If you go to countries like America and all, if you see their diet, they're having a very meat heavy diet, very, very heavy in meat. Okay. Now, for them, the problem is not a lack of protein. It's very, very rare to see somebody having inadequate protein in those countries. In our country, the problem is our diets are generally carbohydrates heavy. This is how our diets are, Indian diets are. Not that it is bad, but we somehow do not know how to balance our diets. Okay. Plus, a big percentage of Indians are also vegetarians. Now, again, being a vegetarian doesn't mean you will not have adequate protein. It simply means a person should have the knowledge, which should be given in schools and colleges, how to balance your diet with whatever means you have, cheaper sources, or if you have money, then what are the supplemental forms you can use, and from whole foods, how can you combine foods and get the adequate protein in your diet? Okay, it does play a major role. There are very clear recommendations on how much protein a person needs according to age, according to his work profile, and multiple other factors come in. Okay, but I have seen today either people are deficient in protein, right, who have no knowledge, or most people are overeating protein who take information from YouTube. Okay, because now, and a very small word can make a major difference to this. Now, give you an example. If you study the recommendations from Indian point of view, if you study NI, and that is National Institute of Nutrition, Hyderabad recommendations, they will always give you in kgs. Okay, so this much, let's say I tell somebody that you should be having 1.2 to 1.4 grams per kg of body weight protein per day, right? Now, if the other person listens to the same advice from some other person in the West, it will be 1.2 to 1.4 grams per pound. Now that is almost double the amount what he actually needs. So this small thing which person doesn't understand in pounds and kgs, this is why one should be very clear before following such recommendations. So some people are overdoing it, a lot of them are underdoing it.
Following up the same question, so there's a myth going on that our body absorbs only certain amount of protein when we consume it. So can you share something about it?
Okay, now
What
this is
is it
not the
about?
myth. This is not the myth. The myth is that our body only absorbs 30 grams of proteins at a particular time. This is the myth. And the myth was counter questioned by a lot of nutritionists and dietitians around the world. If this is the case, then you mean to say a power lifter and a marathoner will absorb the same amount of protein? Right? So the answer is absolutely not. There is no such recommendation. This is, again, there was a myth which was spread in proteins. Your how much protein your body absorbs will depend on multiple factors: your physical activity, your genetics, your age. If you're having a medical condition, your digestive system, how is it how your digestive system is working, whether you're able to absorb the nutrition. So a lot of factors come into play. But ideally, what a common advice is given is, depending on individual to individual, that you should not be consuming very, very large amount of food or meals, protein rich meals in one particular meal. If, for example, you must have seen sportsmen consuming multiple meals in a day. Now that is not required by general people, but sportsmen need to eat a lot of food, so they cannot eat it in one meal. So they divide it into particular different meals in a particular day, and they are able to absorb the food properly. For a normal person also, one should not be over consuming a particular macronutrient in one particular meal. Now, nothing will happen. It's not that if you're having more protein, something will happen. Only two things can happen. Number one is you may feel constipated. For some people do. Other thing is that you'll simply be wasting the amount of protein you're taking, because your body will absorb it and just excrete. Your body is efficient enough. Don't worry. It's not causing a problem. But yes, if you're having excess protein, you're just wasting your money and the body is excreting it. Okay. So in the this particular myth, yes, it's a big myth that, and there is no single figure also. Always remember this. There is no given figure on this.
So it all depends on the individual, whatever
Yeah.
the person is feeling, and is how much is physically fit, genetics and everything comes into
A
place.
lot of factors come into play. Yeah.
Okay. So, sir, talking about protein and all the diet, what about a vegetarian?
Mhm.
How shall a vegetarian start the diet when he has started the weight training?
Okay. Uh, Now let me take two scenarios here. So when a vegetarian comes to me and they ask, sir, okay, a lot of myths are there in the market that a vegetarian cannot consume adequate protein. By the way, every single nutrition body in the world, if you go to the website, they have very, very clear recommendation that a vegetarian or a vegan can easily get all the proteins they need from their natural foods. Okay, this is already cleared. Second thing, let's say you're a vegetarian. Okay, the amount of let's say there's a let's take another example. Let's say you're a non-vegetarian person. A non-vegetarian will be consuming huge amount of meat and eggs and all those stuff, right? But he'll be consuming the similar sources equivalent to in the veg options. He'll be consuming them in quite less amount, right? And the vegetarian person on the other hand will have particular options in the veg food, which are, there are plenty of options. Okay, now the first scenario is when they don't have supplements. So if you start taking options in vegetarian foods, firstly, there is nothing called zero carb protein in vegetarian sources. That's only there in non-veg sources, which doesn't matter really. Okay, but all the legumes, all the pulses, you have soy, you have dairy. Okay, you have a lot of greens. And remember, we do not eat foods in isolation. When we combine a particular meal with all these foods, you get all the amino acids from different foods. That's how it really matters. At the end of the day, what matters is not what protein you're eating in a meal. What matters is how much protein you're eating in the, or how much total quantity and quality of protein you're eating at the end of 24 hours. Okay, so that funda of incomplete proteins and complete proteins, if you have studied them, that is also busted. That is only a theoretical concept, because there is something called amino acid pool in the body. So if you have a good, let's say you have a meal in the morning which is having certain amount of amino acids, and you have a different meal in the afternoon, then something in the evening, in the night, then how much amount of amino acids your body will be getting from all the foods? It will be all collected in that amino acid pool in your body, and that is the pool which we need to fill. Now that's whether through non-veg source or veg source, doesn't matter. Second thing is, with good quality supplements available today, a vegetarian really doesn't have to worry at all. Okay, because high quality whey proteins, vegan or plant proteins are available for everyone. So it really doesn't matter. People are easily able to consume all the protein from vegetarian sources.
Uh, Sir, talking about the supplements,
Hmm.
is soy protein really bad for men?
No, no, it's not bad for men. I think this myth has been cleared umpteen number of times. Again, all the nutrition. Look, whenever we listen to something, I always tell people, don't listen to me or to one YouTuber or somebody else. You need to first ask how, where did I get the recommendations from? Second is, we need to also cross check from all the nutrition bodies. So every nutrition body has a very clear statement that soy protein is a very natural and healthy source of protein. But the problem is some other issues come into play. Like for example, soy is genetically modified foods which are there in India. Soy is one of them. But then I again tell people that soy is not the major source of anything. I mean, for example, let's say you are consuming a dal today. आपके घर में दाल बनी है, right? Now you will not be consuming the same dal tomorrow, and after that you will be having different foods every day. So I always tell people, do not depend on one single source of food for anything. Start having more variety in the food. Automatically you will be eating everything in moderation. Eating soy in moderation absolutely has nothing to do with anything. Okay, the entire East Asian population, Japanese, Chinese, they eat huge amount of soy. Now, people will give you the answer for fermented and non-fermented. No, that is already busted. But those people have no problems. Okay. Similarly, when you talk about Indians, I'm not saying soy is the best food. It is not. There is no best food. But if somebody is consuming soy, all these myths should be clear. Nothing will happen to you, you being a man or anybody. Second, do not take it as a major source of protein. Just take it as another form of food you should be consuming with other sources of protein.
Okay, this is pretty much cleared now.
Yeah.
Sir, there was one interview of Ayushman Khurrana that was on YouTube,
Yeah.
and there he said that whey protein takes around 3 years to digest.
Hmm.
Uh, so tell us about that.
Yeah, when you graduate, do your PhD from Katappa Institute of Technology, such answers will come. No, you look. Problem with these Bollywood actors is I'm not against any of them, but when you're in the media, you need to be really careful of what are you speaking about. Now, for example, if today I am in a particular interview and somebody asks me about finance knowledge or something else, I am not the guy to answer those questions very good, right? So I should accept it. But if I try to be James Bond, some CA sitting there will, rip me apart. He'll say, "What the hell are you speaking? Please be in your pants. Don't, you have no idea." And that's right. I have really no idea. So that's what these people need to understand. When you say something on media, it will spread like wildfire. Okay, and that's what he said. And not just me, but I think a lot of people busted this, laughed at him. But it's okay. I mean, it's not a big thing. It's a wrong thing, but okay. I mean, such thing happen. You keep on hearing such people saying a lot of things.
So how much actually time does it take to digest a whey protein?
Protein digestion or different foods have. I made a video on this and I told scientifically what foods take how much time. I think it's just couple of hours that you need your whey protein and other forms to be digested. Baki, depending on what source of protein उसमें ज़्यादा कम समय लगता है. Protein is one of the fastest digesting. Whey protein is one of the fastest digesting sources of protein, and it being remaining in your body somewhere for 3 years. No, that's, I mean, पता नहीं कहाँ से आया था.
Okay, okay. That's pretty much
Remember
clear
one
now.
thing,
And
whey protein is something which is given to patients in the hospitals. It is given to pregnant women. Okay, it is given to elderly because it is very easy to digest. It's not heavy on your stomach. It's very fast absorbing, right?
yeah, right from kids to senior citizens, they all consume the protein
Yeah,
supplement
yeah,
in
yeah.
some or the other way.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
Now, sir, coming to weight training and gaining muscles, uh, can a person lose weight and gain muscle at the same time?
They can, but there are a couple of question marks which come here. This is called a concept called body recomposition, which I'll be producing a big video on this. There are a couple of things which we need to understand. Firstly, body recomposition is very well possible, but two things come into play here. Number one, it's not for advanced lifters. They really do not get to see a lot of change through body recomp. If they want to try it, the effects are very, very slow. They may compromise on their strength and they may have massive digestive issues. Why? Because one of the major prerequisites of body recomposition is to have a very high protein intake. Now, even if a beginner wants to start on body recomp, the ideal recommendation is somewhere around 1.8 to 2 grams of protein per kg of body weight, which is very high for a beginner. So now when beginners come to me, I cannot recommend them itna high protein. They will start having digestive issues. Finances will be an issue because this amount of protein to consume from different foods and supplements very costly. Okay. And body recomposition is possible, as I said, in beginners. Number one. Second, if you've come back to your training after a long break, again, body recomp is possible. But as you keep on maturing in your training years, body effect of body recomposition keeps on decreasing, right? So for me, I will always suggest for a beginner, anything will work because for them it's a new stimulus and the body really reacts very well. For them it is very well possible, maybe for 1 year of training, 1.5, 2 years of training, but after that the effects slow down. Okay, and I always tell people who are in intermediate stage and advanced stage, do not focus on body recomp, focus on either calorie deficit or calorie surplus and focus on your strength. That's the basic.
What exactly is the science behind body recomposition, sir? When a person is beginning to taking a body recomposition, What
Mhm.
exactly is the science, so that the person, our audience would understand the fundamentals behind it?
Sci- I mean, look, science. I don't know what you're talking about. Medical science to go deep into how the body reacts or something.
Yeah, when we start, how does it
Okay, no.
react and how does it help?
Okay,
Just touch on it.
I'll tell you. So there are no, there is no science ideally. This is what the science was. You need to understand that when different studies are done on different populations. Okay, so there are a couple of researchers out there who are testing different waters. They are trying to see that if somebody said on at one time there was very clear statement that okay, you cannot gain muscle and lose fat at the same time, right? But there are a lot of scientists around the world who are checking these myths, whether this is actually true
Mm.
or this is originated from somewhere else. Now, some of the scientists found out that no, this is ideally true for advanced athletes, but for beginners, this is not true. Okay, when a beginner starts weight training, firstly, his body is hyper responsive. He responds to basic stimulus in a very fast manner. Okay, now at that particular period of time, if you keep him in a slight calorie deficit, okay, and add major amount of his calories through proteins,
Mm.
and a good resistance training program, he will start gaining muscle and start losing fat also. But as I said, slowly, the body will start adapting. After 1.5 years, his body will not be responding to calorie deficit and increase in strength. His strength will start stalling. Okay. Now, if you want to do that, you have to really take very high amount of protein. Okay. That amount of protein causes a lot of constipation and stomach issues in a lot of people. That's why in the later stages, it is not possible. In the beginner stages, or if you're coming after a break, maybe a 1 or 2 years of break, it is very well possible. So it is all given in multiple research studies how you make these conclusions. If somebody asks you how body recomp actually is possible, what are the studies? Then I can show you, okay, these are the studies from which the conclusion has come that yes, body recomp is possible.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
So the next question would be, there's a belief in people that winter is good for gaining and summer is good for cutting. What exactly is this? Is it a myth or it really happens?
No, it
Please
doesn't
share your
happen.
opinions on this.
It's an 100% myth. Your seasons have nothing to do with gaining and cutting. Okay, I've made a detailed video on this. I gave all the research studies also how this is wrong. Firstly, uh, this myth has only come from the fact that some people think that we sweat more in the summers, so we lose more faster in the summers, and we sweat less in the winter, so we'll gain faster. No, that has nothing to do with your body composition. Okay, that is to do with temperature regulation. Okay, and in fact, it is the other way around. If you actually see, it is totally opposite. When you are in winters, in the the lower the temperature, the more cold it is outside, the more your calories will be burning to increase the thermogenesis to keep you warm. Okay, and this is one of the reasons that if you check most of the mountaineers, or if you check people posted in Siachen and all, what do you think people in Siachen and all eat? What is given to them? They're given a lot of chocolates and a lot of high fat foods. Okay, soldiers out there, because for them the body is burning calories like anything, because it's very cold. The temperature is minus 30 degrees, right? So at that temperature, for body to maintain its temperature, it has to really increase the thermogenic process. Now to increase that, it has to really boost up the calorie expenditure. So they have to take in a lot of calories, otherwise they start losing their muscle mass big time. Okay, so that's why mountaineers, all these soldiers, when they carry a lot of high fat, high protein foods with them. Okay, so winters is ideally very good for cutting if you actually see, but then in cities and all, it really doesn't matter. We are all in insulated places, environments. Our ACs, our gyms are air conditioned, houses are or insulated, so it really doesn't matter that way. And rest of the thing is more to do with your being lazy. If you're lazy in any particular, if it's rainy season and you're having pakoda, and chai sitting in your blanket, and you're gaining weight, then you can't say that it is because the rainy season is there and that's why I'm gaining weight. No. Okay.
Yeah, that's really nice. So, sir, coming to a person who is not lazy, and how much can a person gain a muscle mass following a good diet and sleep, given that he's not lazy?
Okay. Again, this is a question which there are a lot of answers to this, because how much muscle can you gain naturally again has a big question mark as to what type of a person the other person is. Now, for example, an absolute beginner, if he does weight training properly under proper guidance with a good diet, he can really gain excellent amount of muscle mass in the first year. Okay. And then again, the effect slows down. So and I'm again talking about a natural lifter. Okay. So for a first 1 year, maybe 1.5 years or something, the muscle mass gain will be very good. Strength gain will be very good. Then the effect will slow down and it becomes very, very slow post 3 to 5 years of training. If in that time, even if you're able to gain a kg of muscle mass or 2 kgs in an entire year, naturally, it's a huge achievement. Okay, that is the reason when people used to tell, even now they say that weight training or building a good body takes a lot of time. You need to give patients years. This is the reason, because naturally the body responds in a very different manner. Even the best of the program cannot give you results because the human physiology is the same.
What do you think about spot reduction? Is it possible?
No. Spot reduction, there are certain things which are coming out now about spot reduction. And I told these guys who are taking out cherry picking studies, look, you need to understand. If you take a topic and you start saying, so there was this guy, YouTuber, who was trying to say, and somebody quoted my name that, okay, why don't you talk to him? And he messaged me. And I told him very clearly, look, buddy, what the fact is that you are telling me you're giving it 2 to 3 studies out of maybe 30 studies done, right? Now, according to them, and you need to also understand what type of effect they are giving, right? Now, if you see, there is a particular concept in which 90% of the studies are anti it and 10% are saying, no, it is possible. Which side will you go to, right? Second, when you talk about those 10% which people are saying today, that spot reduction is possible. Most people are saying it is possible with high intensity training, with this factor, that factor. No, this is a very specific condition you are coming on to. I am talking about general public for whom they think they can reduce face fat, chin fat, or fat from under this thing, tricep fat. That is all something which is absolutely wrong. This is not how it works. Spot reduction is still not possible. Okay, your body, where your body stores fat depends on your genetics and your sex. Okay, and from where your body is going to burn fat again depends on your genetics. The only process you can control is that how much work you are how your strength training program is, how your endurance program is, how your diet is. In simple terms, let me give you another example. If you're in a particular class, the only thing you can do is study hard. You do not know how many marks you're going to get. Even the most brilliant of the kids has no idea, right? Same as here. You have no idea what the result is going to be. The only thing, if the process is right, the results will be right, because it has been already tested in studies. So that's why we use the same process. Okay.
There's a question from our viewers, sir. We have a question from Nilesh. He says, I love to cook my food with mustard oil. I know, sir, if would you please give a brief on traditional oil of cooking in different parts of the country?
Yeah. Okay. So Nilesh, firstly, your traditional oils in the unrefined form are still the best oils and always will be the best oils you can cook in. Now, there are two things which come into play here. Number one, when you're not refining the oil, maximum amount of nutrition stays in this particular oil. Now, that is one thing. Second most important part which you need to understand is that our traditional Indian cooking is a very high heat cooking. Okay. And our traditional oil, especially mustard oil, tel oil or coconut oil, they are very good for high heat cooking. They do not go rancid at high heat. If you try to do the same with olive oil, it will go bad or go rancid at a particular temperature, right? So what problem with people is they are confused about what oil is good and what form it is good. Now, for example, extra virgin olive oil, it's not something which we are producing too much in India. It's more of a Western thing which has come in. It's very good for health, but you're not supposed to cook in extra virgin. Now, what is happening is females outside go to the market, they get extra virgin, which is very good. They start, frying pakoras in that. What will happen to the oil? It will it will be spoiled. But if you cook in mustard oil at very high heat, if you do frying in mustard oil, it doesn't go rancid. That's why our traditional oils for our cooking is one of the best oils.
I hope Nilesh's doubt is clear.
Yeah.
Sir, as we know that you are into the online professional training to the clients. So how difficult it is, or what are the challenges that you face while training them online?
Okay, so initially when I came out of the forces, no, I used to have this ideology that it is not possible to train a client online, because of course, for it is very difficult to adapt to suddenly to technology the way you guys have been exposed from the very beginning. I don't know when you guys got into social media. I came to know about Instagram or in 2018 or something. Okay, there is something called Instagram. Okay, this is how you use it. So I had no idea. And of course I knew what these platforms were, but I had no idea how to use them. Doing business and marketing on them is something I never even thought of. Okay. Uh, Now when you yeah, so when you talk about the technology part, slowly I understood that it is me who is having these blockages in my mind that okay, maybe a person cannot train online. But the people today are very adaptive. Okay, and they are really adapted to technology in a very well manner. And the best part about online training is that I have clients from over 42 countries around the world, and it gives me phenomenal amount of exposure because I get clients from people of all different age groups with different medical conditions. There are athletes, there are absolute beginners, there are advanced individuals. So if there will be a time when I'll get a call from a lady in a particular village that okay, I don't have equipment or basic equipment and nothing around, no supplements, nothing, please design a program, a very good challenge, and we do deliver results. Then there is a person sitting in Sweden, and he's saying, okay, sir, the entire area is under snow. I'm having a gym in my basement. Okay, so how do I train? So we have clients from, and then there are scientists who are very very busy. The doctors, surgeons who are very busy. So technology has really helped these people because they do not have time to travel to a particular place. And the second thing is the most important plus point about technology is I am a single person who can be only accessible to very limited number of person in a gym, right? But when I'm online through my channel, through my programs, people around the world can get the knowledge I have. I can share them things with them. I can gain information from them. So this is something which was not there in my time, I remember.
It's really great how the world has evolved
Yeah.
from getting to a gym to online. We have a question from Arnab Gupta.
Hmm.
What supplementations would you recommend for clients who are the beginners?
Okay. Yesterday only I made a short on this video, and I made a video on this particular topic. Sorry. Firstly, never ever use the word beginners, intermediate, or advanced for supplementation. There is no supplement for beginners. There is no supplement for advanced athletes or anything. Supplementation is given according to an individual's needs. For example, if you say somebody says, okay, whey protein is for beginners, who said? Will advanced athletes not take whey protein? Will intermediates not? Will an elderly person not take whey protein? Can a kid not take whey protein? Will a pregnant woman not take whey protein? So supplementation is not according to your level, it is according to your needs. So when a person comes to me, let's say he's going to the gym, I do not see whether he's a beginner or an advanced. I always see that what his deficiencies are in terms of his diet and all, what supplements can help him in. Look, the meaning of the word supplement is additional to the diet. There is no, it is not, the word supplement has nothing to do with beginner or intermediate or advanced. Okay, so if your diet is inadequate in any particular thing, I make sure that I add that particular supplement in your diet. Okay. Second is when you talk about strength athletes, there are a couple of supplements additional to whey protein and all, which I may recommend, like creatine. If the person has already, started working out for 1 to 2, 3 months, then okay, you can add creatine and all. But over and above that, there is really nothing, nothing. Most of the supplements really don't work to the level where they, you put money in them and they'll give you something special. No. Yeah. Okay. This
We
is a
have
very
one more
important where
question
we,
from Gurveer here.
yeah.
Recently, there was a research that said consuming aerated beverages has shown to increase testosterone level.
Hmm.
How is that possible when all this time research has shown that such beverages have detrimental effects
Yeah.
on the body?
Very good question, and something which should be asked. And I should be able to answer this, though I haven't gone through this study, but I saw this stupid study from somewhere. You need to, that's exactly what I said when I said about spot reduction. You cannot cherry pick a particular study and start claiming things on the basis of that. To prove a particular point or prove a particular topic, you need to have supporting studies, a group of studies that, okay, yes, this is true. Okay. Now, also, there is something called a risk to reward ratio in science. Let's say today I say nicotine in cigarette has certain benefits for the brain, which it does. Okay. But the question is, will the risks of smoking, outweigh that particular reward? If the answer is yes, then you will not think of nicotine. Same is here. If let's say one out study which has said it will increase testosterone, I don't know on the basis of what rubbish study it would have been. I really don't understand. If something is said, firstly, it is not supported by anything else. It is a single study. It means nothing. Second thing, if you think consuming aerated beverages will shoot up your testosterone, number one, by how much level? Is it really better than weight training, adequate vitamin D, very good herbs like shilajit, ashwagandha, and all, good sleep? Can it replace all of these and still increase testosterone more than these? Right? And the third point, that all the harms which you will have by taking these aerated drinks, will this increase in testosterone level, okay, outweigh all these harms? If answer of all these three questions is yes, then you can take the study. But the answer actual thing will be no. It is not possible. That's why when you see such one study being overhyped and kahin se aa rahi hai na, don't get into it. You will get confused as
Maybe that has sponsors behind it.
no, sponsor funded studies hoti hain. There are funded studies by different groups who are trying to prove something. That's why but I'm not saying funded studies are wrong. It's not that. Take multiple studies and then say, okay, this works.
Guys, please mute yourself. Sir, we have next question from Dadichi. He's asking, what frustrates you as an entrepreneur, business owner, or fitness professional?
Good question. Okay. So what frustrates me as an entrepreneur is very different than what frustrates me as a fitness professional. What frustrates me as an entrepreneur will be, or it is still, it's a challenge, I'll say, not say it frustrates me, but it's a challenge that if I want to give the right thing to the customer, if I'm producing a supplement which really works and it has the highest components, I'm trying to fight against a person who's giving third grade stuff, with false claims, and I know that is false, and I'm trying to fight his audience and trying to convince people that, okay, this is not right, you're harming somebody. So that is what frustrates me as an entrepreneur. As a fitness professional, there are many things was primarily pseudoscience. I mean, I'm not saying somebody cannot be right or wrong. I'm wrong a lot of times, other people are. But when you know that you are wrong and you're trying to promote pseudoscientific information, okay, and there are people who are look, the problem in India, what is the problem? We have a big population, and most of this population really not educated. They really don't read. They really don't question. So when you start saying anything to anything, okay, use these steps, it will detoxify your body from this. ये कर लो, तुम्हारा चश्मा 3 स्टेप में उतर जाएगा, ये कर लो, thyroid cure हो जाएगा. This is a joke going on. You cannot. There's a eye specialist who has studied for his entire life. Go and ask an eye specialist, sir, please tell me 3 ways चश्मा उतारने का. Oh, you'll be like, मैं 25 साल से पढ़ाई कर रहा हूँ, मुझे तो आज तक 3 स्टेप मिले नहीं, right? And there are videos on this, and there are millions of people watching such rubbish, stupid videos, and they are commenting, yes, बहुत सही है. This is what frustrates me. That you need to use your common sense. I know if you don't have scientific knowledge, you will use your common sense. No, people don't use common sense. So this is what really frustrates me. Voice is not coming. Somebody saying
your voice is fine, sir. I think there's some issue with network with Vaishnav. The next question is from Mayank Bhadwaj. Sir, I did certification from ISSA, but still I'm not able to make a good workout plan for people suffering from any disease or having any limitations. So is there any website to study about making plans or any book?
No, I've already told a lot of times that when you do a basic personal training certification, it will teach you the outlines of different subjects. It will not ideally tell you how to create good workout plans, especially for special population groups. If you want to make good workout and diet plans for them, you have to either do certifications or study books on special population. Okay, so there's a very good book. That certification is not possible for most people. You need a lot of medical qualifications for that. But NSCA की जो special population की book है, even ESA की special population की book है. Study those books. ACSM की books are there. Study those books and check the recommendations. So if you study for somebody, maybe you want to make a program for a diet, diabetic, all these books will give you recommendations at how a diabetic should be trained at what level, right? So you have to study these books to gain the knowledge for special population.
I think it is cleared with Mayank. We have next question from Vishakha. She's saying, I have been working out in gym for more than a year, being able to reduce 15 kilos, but now it's really stuck, and as well as my strength too. I haven't taken creatine or any pre-workout supplements yet except coffee. What would you recommend?
Okay, these are two different questions though. If you've already been working out, Vishakha, and you have reduced 15 kgs, which is very good. The thing is, there is something called hitting a plateau, and everybody who is in a particular program will at some point or the other in their lives hit a particular plateau. It's like a roadblock, right? If this, and this is a natural process, if it doesn't happen, imagine you will vanish one day. No, if your weight keeps on losing, Vishakha is not existent anymore because she has lost everything. So your body will always hit a plateau. The graph for weight loss is not like this. Okay, it's always up and down. Okay. So now when you hit a plateau, you have to evaluate a couple of things. Okay, if you are in a calorie deficit, is it too much? For some people, it is they're in too much of calorie deficit. They also hit a roadblock. They have to actually increase their calorie intake. Okay, so if you're on a limited deficit, you may need to go a bit further. Don't go too much. Maybe 100, 200 calories will be good enough to give a push. Okay, maybe, sorry, your workout is quite stale. Your strength is not increasing. You're not progressing in the gym properly. You have to change your workout, push your workout, the intensity increase karo. Check your sleep patterns. I hope you're not sleep deprived. If that is the case, nothing else will work. It is all, sleep is all above all these things. Okay. I hope there's no medical issue or anything else. Then, so this is one. This is how you evaluate. And if you're not able to still do that, take professional help. Maybe a coach or somebody who can guide you and see where are you going wrong, and they can keep on tracking. So that's why, look, for example, if you join a program, one online program, and a coach comes in, why do you need a coach? A coach firstly assesses you, then designs the program according to the present condition, and then time to time keep on tracking you so that you keep on progressing. Okay. So if you're not able to understand yourself, then please take professional help. The second is, I haven't taken creatine. Creatine is ideally not a pre-workout. You can take creatine at any time of the day. That's okay. And again, it's not necessary. I mean, pre-workouts are great. I have designed one of the finest pre-workouts in the country, which is one of the purest ones and most tested. But I still don't recommend to everybody. If you feel like having a pre-workout supplement, a mild one, you can. But if you're okay with the coffee, absolutely fine. Like I generally, I may take pre-workout, but very rarely. I mostly am fine with the coffee from a very long time now. Okay, creatine you can add. Creatine is not a problem. It's not a problem with anybody. It can be easily added. Okay, Shubhangi, I'm pretty sure you've come across many myths from your clients in day-to-day, which is the most bizarre, funny, or favorite of all. As I told you, there are hundreds of them. I mean, and every day it's the funniest of the myths I get. Okay, weight gain karte hue, you're bulking, so don't do abs. खड़े होके पानी मत पियो, घुटने खराब हो जाएंगे. पता नहीं. Every day they come. Yeah. So some days back I saw
from Tushar.
Yeah. Do you have clients who solely work out from their homes without hitting a gym? Yes, many of them. Okay, firstly, remember one thing, as I said, Tushar, that your muscles are blind. So it really doesn't matter which place are you working out. Gym is just a place. Okay, you can work out in a forest, okay, on a beach, on a road, okay, in a desert, on a mountain. It doesn't matter if you know how to work out. Okay, that's number one. Second, if you have equipment, it's wonderful. Gym ka best part kya hota hai ki you are focused in a gym. Your distractions are less. You're able to go away from your home, the distractions in your home, and you go to the gym and work out. But if you're working out at your home, then whether you have equipment or you don't have equipment, it doesn't matter. You should know how to work out, and you should have a good program with you. Okay. Some people are not able to design a good program for themselves, how to progress. That is where the limitation comes in. And I have many clients, whether they have equipment, whether they don't. Okay, so where is okay, Vivek? So there is a famous documentary on Netflix, What the Health. Yeah, okay. Tomorrow I'm producing a documentary about Not the Health. So then people will be fine with that. Documentaries will give you what they're supposed to give you, which is called one-sided information based on certain studies that they're cherry-picked. This is not how science works. That's why I tell people, stop studying diet books. Stop studying, looking at videos which are giving you such information. If you're a vegetarian, amazing. Please be a vegetarian, no problems. But do not start preaching everybody to be one. They will not be. Most people in the world are not vegetarians, and they are very, very fine and healthy, and much healthier than most people in India who are vegetarians. That is not how health is judged by anybody. It's only to do with morality. It has nothing to do with health issues. No. And when they talk about cancer issues, also, what these people are always talking about is mostly countries like America and all. They eat red meat in tons, yeah, tons. I mean, if you go to any of these countries, have a chance to go see how they eat. Like if you order a chicken roll here in India, ठीक है उसमें सब्जियां भी होंगी everything and थोड़ा सा chicken डाल देंगे. I mean, you go to such countries ना, it will be like drowning in chicken and beef and everything. So the amount of non-veg they eat multiple times in a day, that is not what most Indians ever do. So if you come eating something in moderation, there is absolutely no issue, absolutely no problem. Okay. Mayank, sir, talking about squats and leg press, which is more beneficial for increasing muscle, both are very, very good. Uh, Firstly, again, there is another myth which is being spread. If you put a video of somebody doing leg press, oh, this is a stupid exercise. If you put somebody's video, okay, squat is the best exercise, that is also wrong. Again, I always tell, please understand, there is nothing called best exercise. Both these exercises stimulate your legs, your quad muscles, your hamstrings, your glutes properly. You should be doing a combination of both. Until unless you have an injury, then you need to avoid a couple of exercises according to your injury. That's how it is. There is no good or bad exercise. Nilesh, the myth is what people continuously saying wrong with very loud enough because the population of country. Yeah, it's a recommendation. Yes, Nilesh, you're right. Yeah.
I think we are done with the questions. If anyone has any question, we could take up one more question. Until then, sir, with all your experience, what would you like us to know about? What should be focusing on? What should be not taking care of?
In
What
health or
should
your
we keep
career?
our eyes closed on?
You're talking about health, fitness, or your life or career, you're saying?
Health, fitness, and life in general.
Okay, so uh, look, when you talk about health and fitness, I always say the same thing that please don't take anything for the word's sake. It's not wrong to trust, but when you start listening to something which really, is over your head, it's beyond common sense. In most cases, it is beyond common sense. It is not because somebody is having more viewers or subscribers, the person is right. Okay. So the most stupid people in this country has more number of subscribers and followers. Please do not get you and Instagram and YouTube has clear pictures of what type of people are there. You do one thing today, start running on the road naked. Start doing it every day. You'll start seeing your subscribers going up. Okay. So the most stupid thing you do in this country, the more followers and subscribers you have. That's not how you judge a person. There are people who are having a lot of subscribers who are very good, brilliant people. There are people who are hardly having any followers, subscribers. They're also very good. Go on the information. Always question why, how, why, how. If you see Akshay Chopra saying, okay, this works, sir, on what basis? Please tell me. And I'm supposed to tell you. I cannot say कि मेरे को मन कर रहा है. ऐसा नहीं है. This is not how science works. Okay, you guys are all engineering student, management students. Whatever you study is on the basis of evidence and logic. Okay, so that's how it is for your health and fitness. In your careers also, there are a lot of recommendations. I will say, do not get into the rut of following your passion. Number one, that's another thing. I hope you guys are following my new channel, K School. It is on these myths again, these self-help myths, which are, at night people are watching these motivational videos, and subah I'll change the world. Okay, and then nothing happens within 1 hour. So that's not the reality. Follow your passion. Everybody stop looking for a job. All school system is stupid, or colleges are stupid. One should do business. Just anybody who said this, ask him a question. Is everybody doing a business who will work for the businessman? You understand? So it's not that. It is more to do with your aptitude. No, everybody cannot be a millionaire the way it is being preached today. Okay, if everybody is a millionaire, we all be poor again. Then somebody has to be a billionaire and a trillionaire to reach a higher level. Okay, that is one thing. So focus on what you love to do right now. Focus on getting a good job or salary or a business, whatever you like to do. But do not go on myths. Okay, follow your passion, find your passion. You cannot find your passion. Okay, your passion will be discovered someday, and you will come to know. And if you're not able to discover your passion, fine, you'll still live a happy life. Okay.
I think, sir, Ankit has a question.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hi, Ankit.
Actually, I don't have a question. I have been a big fan of yours till date, and
Thank you.
I have always followed your videos, no BS videos and content since you had around 2,000 followers on Insta.
Thank
And
you.
I have been following your videos constantly. That is why I don't have any questions because I have covered these questions of yours.
Okay.
How does a anabolic window work? How to cut or how to bulk? Everything. I just want to appreciate the work you're doing, and it is helping a lot of us, inspiring a lot of us. Commendable work, and thank you for everything. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Ankit. Thanks a lot.
Sir, you would put your YouTube channel link in the chat box. The audience would love it.
It
The
doesn't,
audience
nobody needs a
can
link.
follow
Just
you and keep
the
on
name
knowledge
is
about it.
the name is We Are Stupid. WE single R stupid. We are stupid. That's the name of my fitness channel
I just
and the
typed
name
it.
of my lifestyle channel, which has just started. It's called the K School, the single K School, the Knowledge School.
Please.
Okay, if you want, I'll write down. Uh, that's one channel, and that's another channel. Yeah.
Yeah. So, sir, thank you so much for a wonderful session. It was really informative, and we busted quite some myths on fitness and health. Now that people would know more about it clearly, they could take right decisions and help themselves as well as their loved ones around. I would like to remind the audience that after this session ends, there will be a quiz related to this session on our social media handles. Next, I would like to remind the viewers that virtual run for Kanyathon has already started today. And next, we would have a physical run starting on 12th of March at Infosys Ground. I hope to see you all joining us for the beautiful cause. Run for her and save the girl child. In case you have any queries or questions, you can contact our student host, that is Purvan, Shubhangi, and Mohit. I have shared their numbers in the chat box. Post Kanyathon, there will be a newsletter where you can read more about fitness and health and busting myth about fitness. Till then, thank you so much everyone for joining in. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. It was a really fun and informative session. I would like to see you all on the Infosys ground at 12th of March in the morning for physical run. Let's join hands and get this beautiful cause done. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
भाई अब क्या डाउट होगा, अब तो हो गया।